Viewers, when a member of parliament takes oath upon the constitution, he makes a pledge to serve all Indians equally. Guaranteeing equality is a touchstone of our republic. It is written into the preamble of the constitution. Equality has helped us to unite a diverse array of creeds, cultures, and castes into an incredible nation. But it has not been easy. If we've held together this long, it is because of our Sanatana Dharma, the eternal code of ethical conduct and universal tolerance. This particular code, viewers, makes us view others with love, brotherhood, empathy, and viewers, creates the entire ecosphere that we see today of cultures that stay together without feeling insecure, of people, whether you're living in the north or south, east or west, come together, viewers, because you know that you're all equals. There are no first among equals, neither under the law, neither for the constitution that lays down that law. Had politicians of a certain stripe had their way, we would be totally balkanized by now. And it's not that they've stopped trying. Embittered by the drubbing the India bloc received on Sunday, its constituents are now pouring scorn, viewers, on the voters, on you people. Whole-scale shaming of North Indians, for example, is taking place for electing the BJP in 3 states. These 3 states, viewers, are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. I am not going to dignify all these people who are shaming you by saying there are Hindi belt states. These are Indian states, viewers. There is no divide. All languages in this country are equal. But viewers, awful stereotypes are being bandied about to insinuate that North Indians are boorish, narrow-minded, and haven't evolved the ability to make sophisticated choices that apparently South Indian voters have evolved to make. This is what North Indians are being told. Others, including the soon-to-be Chief Minister of Telangana, Revant Reddy, have even suggested that the problem may lie in the DNA of North Indian voters, in specific Kurmi voters, viewers. Can you believe it? He's going to be the Chief Minister of a state. There, of course, viewers, is the stunning visage of Senthil Kumar. Just look at this man, viewers. He's a parliamentarian. His remarks have been thankfully expunged and better sense has prevailed the day after, and he got up in parliament and apologized. But look what he said. Viewers, look what this stirring example of Indianness produced from the innards of his mind, viewers. He says people of this country should think that the power of the BJP is winning elections mainly in the heartland states of Hindi, what we generally call the Gaumutra states. BJP cannot come to South India. You see all the results of what happens in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, Telangana and Karnataka. If you're very strong there, you can never dream of setting foot there, he says. Gaumutra voters. Viewers, it is because of Sanatan Dharma. It is because of our tolerance, remember, that we've stayed together. It doesn't matter what we eat, what we drink, how we look, what we wear. We're all Indians first. There is no special elixir that anyone, viewers, is drinking. And look at what Revant Reddy, who's going to assume the mantle of Telangana, has to say, this evolved man. this latest instrumentality that is going to rule our country, viewers. He says KCR's DNA belongs to Bihar. He's talking about the voted out Chief Minister of Telangana. KCR's DNA belongs to Bihar. He's done a deep, viewers, study, you see. KCR's caste is Kurmi. Kurmis are from Bihar. They migrated from Bharat to Vizianagaram and from there to Telangana. My DNA is from Telangana. Telangana DNA is better than Bihar DNA. Viewers, can you believe it? In modern times, we have people like this that are going to govern us, who are looking at DNA to determine whether you are better or worse. In prehistory, viewers, people who lived in an area called Kalinga went to Sri Lanka. Are we now going to start making comparisons between the modern day Lankans and Tamils and Kannadigas? It's absurd. It is absolutely absurd. Those people who went to Sri Lanka from the east, are they somehow any less evolved? Think about it, viewers. This is what we get. And these are by no means the only politicians who have relied on objectionable racial and social tropes to shame voters. The great Rahul Gandhi, the Congress MP, has said people in South are more enlightened. Viewers, he was talking about the reason why he decided to stand from Wayanad in Kerala. Now, viewers, if you were to go by Senthil Kumar, DMK MP, the people of Wayanad should not be voting for Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, of course, comes from Uttar Pradesh. His parents came from Allahabad. God knows where his DNA is. You think about it, viewers, how silly all of this is. TKS Elangovan, DMK leader, says Hindi turns people into Shudras. K. Ponmuddi, Tamil Nadu minister, says Hindi only makes you fit to sell pani puri. Viewers, of course, we have forgotten that our languages, all of them, have produced some of the greatest minds ever born on earth. And there is nothing, by the way, wrong with selling pani puri either, viewers. It doesn't make you any lesser. But what it tells you is the contempt this man has for honest people who make an honest living on the back of their hard work. Does he deserve to be sitting in India's legislatures? No, viewers, he doesn't. The BJP that has benefited from the support of voters in the north as well as the south has hit back at India bloc parties. Quite obviously, viewers, it is today the default party of governance. It has MLAs in the south, it has people voting for it in the northeast, in the north, anywhere, all through the geography, the west, anywhere, viewers, in our country. And this is what they had to say.
मैं इतना ही कहूँगा, ये विभाजन की साजिश और ये क्षेत्रवाद की राजनीति, एक के बाद दूसरा बयान जाति से लेकर क्षेत्रवाद का, ये कांग्रेस की सही सोच को दिखाता है कि बांटो और राज करो, भारत की संस्कृति और सनातन धर्म का अपमान करो, हिंदू और हिंदियों दोनों का अपमान करो, तिरस्कार करो।
ये टुकड़े टुकड़े की मानसिकता देश को बहुत खतरनाक नुकसान दे रही है। कभी कोई इनका व्यक्ति बोलता है दक्षिण भारत में कुछ है, उत्तर भारत में कुछ है। क्या ये सब अपने आप को एसोसिएट करते हैं?
Mr. T.R. Balu today say that Chief Minister Stalin has told MP Senthil to not make such statements. But there is a question that has to be asked to Mr. Balu and to Mr. Stalin. What about Udaynidhi Stalin's statement? Picking one MP and selectively instructing that MP while leaving his son at large to spew hatred against a particular community in violation of the Constitution, in violation of what all of us hold dear in India, is hardly an apology.
But sadly, top leaders of the India bloc haven't stepped in to counsel their own party members from taking out their frustrations on voters by using objectionable labels. Perhaps leaders like Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar realize that they aren't able to do so because they have dipped their hands into the open drain of parochial politics themselves, viewers. Now, we decided to analyze why they would choose to keep quiet in the face of such outrage and discovered that the divisive instinct runs quite deep. Here are the hard facts, viewers. I always bring you the hard facts so you can get closer to the truth, so you can quote these hard facts, viewers, out there to inform fellow citizens who still might labor under some assumptions. Let's look at the first action. March 2018, Congress played the Lingayat card. That is before the elections back then, 5 years ago. Why is it divisive? Why are we calling it that? Because the Congress-led state government had notified Lingayats and Veer Shaivas as a minority religion, affecting what amounted to a split in Hindu ranks, viewers. You're pitting Hindu against Hindu now. Another action, left ISF alliance for 2021 Bengal polls. Why is it divisive? Because the ISF is a sectarian party and its chief Abbas Siddiqui had made controversial communal remarks, some of which I can't bring myself to utter here. Another action, DMK and Congress attack Sanatana. Why is it divisive? An attempt to single out Sanatanis in Tamil Nadu and fan anti-Brahmin hate against them, viewers. Another action, 2008 and 2013, Uddhav Sena carries out a campaign of exclusivism. Is divisive because the hate attacks targeted mostly at Bihari migrants in an attempt to play Maratha first card. So you're pitting once again people, Indians against Indians. Another action, DMK felicitates Rajiv killers. Of course, the Congress has no problem, it's in alliance, viewers, with the DMK. Why is it divisive? The Jain Commission had indicted DMK for colluding with the LTTE that was pushing for Greater Elam. Again, a separatist agenda. Another action, Congress vowed to restore scrap 4% minority quota in Karnataka if it came back to power. It says. Why is it divisive? Because religion-based quotas are deemed illegal by the High Court as they are considered discriminatory. Congress's Digvijay Singh praises Zakir Naik. Why is it divisive? Because Zakir Naik, dubbed the hate preacher, was under a probe at that time for making communally loaded speeches. Today he's on the run. Viewers, our fundamental questions tonight are whether North Indians are being dehumanized by politics once again. And most importantly, because certain politicians are very upset that they lost the election. Is divisiveness in the India alliance, is it in its DNA? That's the other fundamental question. Let's open this up, viewers. Let's ask some fundamental questions of our panel this evening. And I'm going to begin with Sanjay Jha. I'm going to begin with Mr. Kamru Chaudhary. Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, first to you. Now, we can all look over the fence and we can say, oh, someone else has done it before us. And that person will say, well, you did it before us. And then someone has said, no, you did it even before us. And we will soon go back into pre-independence times also, and then we'll go into the medieval ages, and then, viewers, we will go so far back in time that it won't actually matter. So I want to ask you, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, why hasn't Rahul Gandhi, the man who has opened a Muhabbat ki Dukaan, spoken about the hate that is being directed by some of his own and some of his alliance partners within the India bloc against North Indians? Can you answer?
Rahul, for the last 11 minutes, whatever you have been saying on national televisions, it was very triggering, and I have got my justification to not accept whatever you have been saying out. It might be very much outrageous and your outrage is absolutely justified. There is no doubt about it on my point of view. Because whatever the DMK MP has said, on simple terms, we can say that it is unwarranted, baseless, indefensible, unjustified, and unfounded. But then when we say the DMK MP statements are not justified, same way, Rahul, tell me one MP, one minister, one prime minister from the Bharatiya Janata Party or from the right-wing ecosystem condemning the statement of Ramesh Biduri when he called him a Muslim MP Danish Ali, the words which I don't want to take it out on your television. Tell me one justification that is there. Tell me a constitutionally elected Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sharma. He says openly, I do Hindu politics. I do not want Muslim votes. Tell me one justification when a person from the Northeast goes to North India and he or she is called as a chinky or a chini. When a Bengali worker is going to North India or in some other parts of Delhi or let's say in UP, and he is called a Bangladeshi because of his language. When the Prime Minister comes to campaign in West Bengal, he says, "Inko to kapdon se pehchana ja sakta hai." How rubbish you are uttering out here. This is not about whataboutery, Rahul. This is not about any justification. Rahul is as much as Indian as Kamru Chaudhary is, or as anybody from Kerala or anybody from Jammu and Kashmir. That is the first and last thing. Don't try to create any illusionary divisions within the Indian society. We basically Indians, and I don't have qualms in this to say that we Indians are basically racist. We tend to immediately personify somebody, stereotype somebody. Whatever happens in Syria, an Indian Muslim is termed as Gaddar, as a Pakistani, as a terrorist, and that too on the floor of the parliament. These are all, when we condemn one particular side of thoughts, let us be civil in condemning each and every divisive agenda that is being floated in the country, Rahul.
Okay.
When we do not have the guts to criticize Ramesh Biduri, not even a single tweet has come out from Ramesh Biduri, then you tend to understand that how level of bigotry has got into the ecosystem of the politics. When a Christian is called a rice bag converts, or when a Muslim is called a madrasa chap, when the Muslims of this country are called Mias and Katuas, when Bengalis of Bengal are called Bangladeshis, when a Northeast guy is called a Chinkis, this is the level of discourse, the racism that exists in Indian society.
Let me bring in the BJP spokesperson.
Rahul, I am very sorry. I am very blatant today on your show.
Okay.
But then we cannot be selective in criticizing a particular MP.
You be blatant. You must speak your mind. No problems with that. I have never stopped you from speaking your mind, Kamru Chaudhary. But you still haven't answered my question. Look.
So, Kamru Chaudhary ji.
One second, just one second, Shazia and me. There's one fundamental problem I have with this argument, viewers. We will keep looking over the fence and we'll say, unhone bhi kiya, so hum bhi karenge. They did it, so we'll do it. It doesn't work that way. Someone has to draw that line in rock.
Why should the...
One second. Just because, I'll tell you why. Because Rahul Gandhi has set the bar much higher than anyone else. He says that he is opening a Mohabbat ki dukan, that he will not tolerate any pejoratives. Yet, sir, whether it is an alliance partner like the Uddhav Sena, or it is the DMK, or it is others, for example, the JDU and the RJD who talked about Ramcharitmanas, etc., etc. And I remember, viewers, I'll tell you, I tweeted against Mr. Biduri. It's on record. Please have a look. I said he should be action should be taken. There is no equivocation. I believe that extremism of all types should be immediately cauterized. But someone has to be statesmanlike. And we were hoping that the answer would come, but it hasn't. And Shazia Elmi, you see, if you start something, then be prepared to take it on your chin, says Kamru Chaudhary, basically. That's what he's saying. You don't look over the fence and say, aapne nahi kiya, usne nahi kiya. When you do it yourselves, could you respond to him?
Yeah, sure. So I would like to just tell Kamruji that when Mr. Biduri said what he did, a whole lot of us condemned it. Rajnath Singh ji spoke about it, and nobody actually is proud of it at all. It is extremely sad. And of course, there was some explanation later on that the other person provoked him. Mr. Danish, but even that does not condone his comments. When it comes to Hemanta Biswa Sarma, because I want to go one by one, when he says, I don't want any votes for Muslims, you know how BJP is vilified when it comes to Muslims. So when Congress party wants to do only vote bank politics of Muslims, you don't want Hindus to be also have a Hindus also to have faith in a party which speaks for them, And as far as the governance is concerned, which is essentially the job of the government, there is no discrimination whatsoever. But in seeking votes, right from Manmohan Singh to Hamid Ansari to Kamal Nath to Digvijay Singh to Sonia Gandhi, the kind of statements that have been made to just lure Muslim votes. Not just that, the most regressive bodies like All India Muslim Personal Law Board have been valorized, who have actually kept Muslims in a state of despair. So I don't understand, when you do this kind of politics, you feel very sad that, all of you want Muslims as vote banks, but you don't want to speak for Hindus. So if Hemanta Biswa Sarma says that I don't want to appeal to your traditional vote bank, and I want votes from Hindus, what is wrong with that? You think you're justified since 1947, 52 I should say, since elections were held, to indulge in this kind of politics, even pre-independence, from Khilafat movement till now. So please think about it, have a rethink. Whether the Shabano case or is triple talaq, you are so keen.
Let's open this up first.
No, Kamru, I'm not done. No, you spoke. He spoke for a long time. And now I'm going to say, now here is a party, you've made this India alliance. You think Nitish and Sonia Gandhi and all of you are okay with the fact that Biharis are being called of a lower DNA?
So let me ask
North Indians are regressive, unevolved.
Let me ask Sanjay Jha.
They have high fertility, low literacy.
Yes, let me ask Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha.
What disdain you have for your fellow Indians.
I remember Sanjay Jha taking a very evolved position some years ago.
You have for fellow Indians.
So let me bring him in. So, look, Sanjay Jha, as I said, as I began, I added a caveat. I said, look, we can keep going back in time and say who lit the first fire. I think it's too late for that. The fire is raging. Someone needs to come out and douse it. And I think fundamentally, and that's why I'm asking, if people who represent in their legislatures the voice of Biharis, for example, if they are silent today, when there is a large-scale attack by Revanth Reddy, your own going to be Congress Chief Minister, on DNA, don't you think at least they should speak up, Sanjay Jha? Should they not? I mean, they're the Chief Ministers and the Deputy Chief Ministers of the state. And I think one of them is even a Kurmi. I hate to get into all of this, but he is. Can you imagine? Your own partner who you're going to sit with in a room is viewing you as a Kurmi and therefore someone not worthy of, because your DNA is somehow. I mean, how can that work? You tell me, sir.
Yeah. Rahul, first and foremost, you and I have very often been at loggerheads on your show, but I want to congratulate you today for actually discussing a subject that we must, as mature people, definitely have a conversation on. So let me just answer you in brief. I strongly condemn, because I find it bizarre and outrageous, that there are people from the DMK, or any party for that matter, who have made political comments which basically demean people who live in the northern part of India. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely wrong. It's unethical. I think it insults us as fellow Indians. My second point, I'm also a Bihari, by the way. And I live in Mumbai. And I can tell you, living in Mumbai, I have realized that once upon a time, I may be privileged, right? Because we worked in the corporate sector and nobody targeted me. But I know several people from my state who probably drive cars and taxis in Mumbai who are made to feel insecure and threatened in their own country. Was it right? Absolutely wrong. I also want to tell you on your show, I completely object to anybody referring to anybody from Bihar by their caste or subcaste of being a Kurmi. And if Mr. Reddy said that, Mr. Reddy should introspect on that, because he's the chief minister of a state which boasts of Hyderabad, which is almost like a second Silicon Valley of India. So these are regressive statements, retrograde, and I personally am appalled. You know my politics, Rahul. end of day, I feel all of us on this program, Tushar and Shazia and Mr. Rajgopalan, may be on the right side of the system. My friend Kamruji, who's spoken brilliantly, I think, today on your show, may be part of what is called as a left liberal. But truth be said, we are all Indians. We are all proud to be Indians. And we have a problem. And, I'm glad you're saying that. I've said it very often, that the BJP calls everybody tukre gang, but its politics has been of divide and rule, largely targeting the minority communities in this country. Now, I'll tell you what happens. You see, when the debate on division and divisive politics gets normalized, everybody over a period of time will join the party. And soon, religion will become into caste will become into subcaste, and soon somebody in one state will say, why do you want to give jobs to somebody else in the country from another state? And we only make ourselves look weaker when we deserve
in
to
fact,
be stronger.
some people have done that. They have tried to say that, look, people from other states can't work here in the and of course, thank goodness the courts, at least on this one issue, threw those moves out. But, okay, let me just ask this, because you see, there are words and there are policies. And I want to bring in now the two journalists, people in my own tribe, Mr. Raja Gopalan and Tushar Gupta. Now, Mr. Raja Gopalan, at a policy level, and this is what really worries me. You see, at a policy level, we have seen discrimination, selectivity. I mean, look at the Places of Worship Act 1991. Look at the selective control of places of worship in themselves. Look at the labeling of, unfortunately, the labeling of Hindus at a particular time in our polity. They said they were regressive, their customs, so let's codify their personal beliefs. It happens selectively. Now, that in itself creates the foundations of divisiveness. And the Congress then comes out and says that, look, we are the Muhabbat ki dukaan. I mean, how does that work? Because fundamentally, we need to get somewhere tonight with this debate. Either we all agree that everything that has ever been said is wrong, and all the principles in our politics must stand up and say it's wrong. So, where should we start, Mr. Raja Gopalan?
We should start with the Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, because the two states, as Sanjay Jha has put it very nicely, the two states, either in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka, Rahul, things are not that good. A chief minister of Tamil Nadu who does not greet on Deepavali Day, a chief minister of Tamil Nadu who does not greet on Hindu festivals. Apart from that, it is very highly reprehensible. Mr. Siddaramaiah wanted to have a separate flag for Karnataka, separate national anthem like Mamata Banerjee. Things are not that good, especially when South and North divide has taken place after these three states elections, resounding victory of BJP. The ruling party in the center was having a thumping majority that irritated the opposition, especially Congress. It all started from Congress because Mr. Rahul Gandhi said Muhabbat ki dukaan. That Muhabbat ki dukaan also gone into the way of Bharat Mata ki Hatya. And that encouragement Senthil Kumar got to speak against this, Gaumutra. And that all instigated by meltdown. Prime Minister said we should not. These are all certain things. But very dangerous situation is happening, Rahul.
Okay.
A month ago, from China, in Hammantota in Colombo, in the harbor of Colombo, a Chinese ship is snooping into Tamil Nadu and Kerala, Karnataka. Can any MP raise this issue? Today, Tamil Nadu, especially Chennai, is under floods. 3 members of parliament from DMK did not raise it. Though Chief Minister was kind enough to write a letter to the Prime Minister seeking 5,000 crores. Why can't the DMK MPs focus on that flood situation?
Okay.
Why that Gaumutra? So these things it all began with Congress, and now Congress cannot go back on that.
Okay, Swarajya Magazine.
Widely blaming it on
Swarajya
Rahul Gandhi
Magazine.
because of doing
Swarajya Magazine's Tushar Gupta also joins the panel. Tushar Gupta, I asked a very simple question. Should the principles of the India Alliance set an example?
Good evening, Rahul. Look, they are unwilling to. The representatives or the leaders or the principals, however we may wish to define them, they have not criticized these statements, they've rather defended it. They defended the statements of Uday Stalin also. They are defending the statements of this MP also, who uttered this entire nonsensical comment about the Hindi states. Look, I have always believed that the South gives so much to this country, and I'm talking economically here. Culturally, of course, there is a vast expense that can be discussed. But if the DMK MPs have to talk about something, why can't they talk about Tamil Nadu being a manufacturing hub and how it caters to the consumer demand all across India? Karnataka and Telangana house the biggest silicon cities of India, the tech hubs. Who do we get people to work there? It's people coming from all parts of India. They come from Jammu, they come from Assam, they come from Gujarat. When they are there in Hyderabad and Bangalore, does anyone ask for their Aadhaar card that where you're from? When did you come here? Why have you come here? Absolutely not. We are a cosmopolitan country representing the 21st century, celebrating our diversity and the ethos around it. And yet we have politicians who do jitni abadi utna hak, jahan ki abadi wahan ka hak, just state ki abadi wahan state ka hak. This ideology, this mentality cannot work. You cannot divide us on the basis of religion, region, caste, and hell, not even our DNAs. What is this mentality that one DNA is higher than other DNA? That's not how society functions.
Okay.
That is not how we
Rahul, a
think.
quick point,
Final
please.
comments. Final comments. Yes, Sanjay Jha. See, look, the Congress subscribes to the values of Mahatma Gandhi. At least it still does. It claims.
Yeah.
Now, what did he say? Be the change you want to see. Now, you want to make an example of bigots? Start at home. Start with yourself. Would you find that fundamentally disagreeable? Because in a democracy is only as good as they say the opposition is. That's what they say.
Yep. Rahul, I completely agree with you. The Congress needs to not just raise the bar, but live up to it. Because I'll give you an example. Look at the comments made by the supporters of the BJP in Manipur, where the hostility against a certain community was being so brazen and ugly. I don't even need to repeat that, right? The Prime Minister, I remember calling Kerala, comparing parts of it to Somalia. So, we have created this political culture of name calling and, kind of literally demeaning people and communities and states because of some political windfall. And I completely agree. I think, as you rightly said, the Congress and the India Alliance, and I need to tell Shazia it's not India, it's India Alliance, I think needs to really change the political discourse. And I think I completely abide by the fact that Indian politics needs a breath of fresh air.
Well, viewers, I don't know, but this is fast becoming actually a
face?
global phenomenon. Yes, Shazia Almi, you want to make a quick point? Quick point?
Rahul, yes, Rahul. With what face will Rahul Gandhi, with his Mohabbat ki dukaan, now go to Nitish and Lalu Prasad Yadav after having had his newly nominated or chosen CM in Telangana?
I mean, that's a
who
problem.
Talks about Bihari DNA.
I mean, Sanjay Jha has already flagged that up as a problem.
I'm just saying, with what face?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, someone needs to take that hard call. And you need to put people above politics and political interests.
Secessionist.
And look, it applies also, Shazia Almi, to your party. Let's not forget that. It applies to all Indians who are concerned about India. So let us just take a step back. Look, I could have become extremely partisan in this debate if I wanted to. There's enough examples to make an example of somebody. But I haven't done that, viewers, because this really is about the edifice of one India. You want to lay that edifice?
Yeah.
Start today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. Start now. Start now. You have to call out in equal voice, anywhere you see it, bigotry. It has to be stamped out, flushed out of the national psyche. Then you'll build a nation.
Thank you, Rahul. An excellent show.
I am going to move on, viewers.